Welcome back. John Van Limbeek joining us from Abbott Wealth Management this afternoon. Great to have you back on the show, John.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we're talking about something that's very important, something you should be thinking about if you haven't, trusts.
I thought I'd bring it back up again only because tax season's done, RSP, everything's kind of, we transitioned into the summer kind of doldrums a little bit.
Yes.
And just discuss about the trust and really the power of them. They're not for everybody, but you know, they're, you said it's an important tool at least to consider for sure, right?
Yeah, let's hit the graphic, shall we? First one's just an introductory. Trust is all about protecting your assets and the ones you love. So, what is a trust?
So when you look at a trust, basically it's just a document that sets out your wishes and how the money is supposed to be, I guess, handed out or controlled, right? There's a trustee and then there's a beneficiary.
How's that different from a will?
The will can or may not set up a trust.
Okay.
So the will, you want to start, I mean, obviously you're going to start with the will for sure, because that's the key for the planning, an estate planning document. And then the trust will either be built into the will or can be separate from the will, kind of thing. So
okay.
There's a couple main advantages of the trust. And basically, we said that before, sorry, just to say control and management of the asset and separate from the ownership of the asset.
Right.
So with those two things, the benefits are when you have to control that wealth, you can name who it goes to. You have a little bit of control over that way. You protect it from, or the protection of your legacy from maybe your heirs, creditors, or maybe from beneficiaries that may not be adept at managing money.
Okay.
So there's another benefit for a trust.
And trust, is that just about money or is it about certain things in the family? Say there's this Scottish plaque that was handed down from 17th century.
No, this is more about money.
It's money.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's something that's a physical asset that you want, that is more of maybe a will named in the will.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the trust would be just how you're managing that asset.
Okay.
And then the last one is privacy and probate, or sorry, privacy and probate is that the will is a public document. Once it's been probated, it's public, and anybody can pay their fee down at the courthouse and see what that person left.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Do you think a lot of people even know that?
I don't think a lot of people know that, but it's very public, and for $50 or whatever they charge you at the court registry, you maybe $100. I don't know what it is now. I don't do it, so I really don't know. But I know they're going to.
I saw you there yesterday.
They're going to. It is a public. So,
it's public to anyone.
Yeah, and a trust may allow you to if it goes through the will, then it is public. If the trust is set up before the will, then you have some privacy there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with very large estates, privacy is almost, maybe even front and foremost.
Absolutely.
Really, right?
Yeah.
And then the last one there, I just jumped through it, but it was more of a different kinds of trust.
Yes.
Because it's not for everybody, but it's just, talk to your lawyer about it. If you have a financial planner, talk to them. Your accountant will absolutely talk to them too, and just to see, would this fit into my estate plan? And you have trusts that set up during the lifetime, trusts that are set up in a will. It's about control, really. It's about control of that asset. Protect if something happens to you, how that's set up, and making sure that bloodline planning, that estate goes on to where you want it to. Very complicated with blended families. You might want to look at different things in that regards. When we had Tom Deans in the fall, the Canadians we got the next 10 years, there's going to be about $750 billion of intergenerational wealth transfer. So that is a very large amount of money. And with blended families these days or maybe, again, kids that are not adept to managing money, that trust may or may not fit in there. There's a cost to it. There's an annual cost to it. There's a setup cost. It doesn't fit everywhere, but it's just something that you might want to consider at least talking about.
Especially with the complicated family styles.
Absolutely, absolutely, for sure. So lawyer, the lawyer, an accountant, or a planner. But really, if you're going to set it up, it's the lawyer and the accountant that get involved for sure. Absolutely.
Awesome. John Van Limbeek, thank you for lending us your pearls of wisdom this afternoon.
You're very welcome.
All right. If you have any questions for Abbott Wealth, information is on the screen. 372-3736, abbottwealth.com. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.